What's up, everybody? Patreon request today. Brok from God of War, requested by Parsval over on Patreon. So let's give this a go. Right, so he's like a Smurf. Is that right? No offense to all the Smurfs out there. Landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. He's like a grumpy granddad Papa Smurf with a hammer. Center point of my page about here will come up. His head is like top half of my page this way because I want to fit in like the hammer that's over his shoulder. Okay, so we're gonna start with like a frowning sort of eyebrow, right? Because you can't see eyelids or anything. He's just got this big grumpy sort of face look, right? So it curves over his eye, and then we got like wrinkles and stuff back here. So the eye is in here, so we'll go like down, tear duct, back around, and just open to the corner of the eye here. It's very dark in the corner, so we can't really see much. So he's looking like up to the right. I think we could have him look like right at the camera if we wanted. But let's see. Let's just see how it goes. So we'll go a curved line there and a curved line here. And we'll put pupil there. Right, and then so bottom sort of eyelash. You can't see them, but you know he should have them. Just like dots and sort of dashes and stuff here. And then he's got like bags around his eyes and stuff. And like wrinkles on his cheeks and everything. Okay. We'll put it in his eyebrow while we're here. So it's just like this hairy sort of thing, and they can be kind of furry sort of looking at the back here. Right, we'll go over and do the other eye. So another frowning curved line here. You know, and he has like lots of wrinkles and stuff on his forehead as well. Now this eye is going to be smaller than this one because we're slightly turned away. It's only a little bit smaller. We're in 3/4 pose, right? So it means your head is like slightly turned in one direction and the other. It's not looking full on. So it's this curvy sort of eyebrow. And then the pupil, yeah. So we'll go diagonal there. And then the back of it kind of like comes down here, and then it curves underneath up to there, and then we can see like his iris just barely kind of under there, and the pupil then. And then, so again, like eyelashes on the bottom, and then wrinkles and stuff just like on the nose and coming across the nose here. Bags under his eyes, and wrinkles on the corners of his eyes, coming down his cheeks and everything. And then a furry eyebrow just there, and then some like wrinkles on his forehead and everything. His temple sort of comes around the side of his head there. Light lines, sketchy lines for wrinkles and stuff. Okay, So what we can see of his nose, so like the bridge of his nose, we're going to go sort of bumpy down this way. And there's kind of a bulbous one that kind of comes around like this, down to there. And then it'll sort of curve around and come up towards the nostril here. And then the skin of the nostril comes around the nose into there. And usually this lines up with the tear duct there. Depends, but usually. And then we could have just the side of his nose sort of here. And then the other nostril, again smaller, sort of sticks out around the side. Not too much smaller, but it is slightly smaller. And then he's got like cheek lines that come out from the side of the nose. Like that. And he's like, again, sort of wrinkly and so his mouth, right, so he's got like a grumpy big mouth, and the edges, corners of your mouth on realistic sort of portraits line up sort of with the iris or the pupil, right? So like there and there. And it's kind of grumpy, so downturned, right? So kind of starts here and then goes up, down in the middle, back up, and down to there. And then there's kind of a top lip line. Now, sometimes on male characters you don't sort of need to draw the full lip, but we'll do a bit. And then the bottom lip line here, and then maybe like a bit of a shadow underneath. And they have the top lip line there as well. And you can have some wrinkles, it looks like, on his top lip as well. So he's got a massive beard, right? So it's like this spiky line, curvy, coming around his chin. You can't see his chin. It's just this sort of zigzag kind of hairline coming up onto his face there. And it'll come around like all the way up to like the top of his head, basically. And you just like add these hairlines going all the way up around his eye, all the way up onto his head. He's kind of like bald at the top, but there is a bit of hair there, right? And then on this side as well, he's got like maybe some cheekbones there. And this eventually will just become his cheek. So it stops being hairy kind of here, curves around for his cheekbone, and then it comes around his head, but there is hair there, so it's a bit hairy here. So we'll do sort of the beard and then the ears and then finish the head, right? So his beard sort of is this real sort of curvy, bushy sort of thing. So there's lots of different ways of doing this sort of thing now as well. And there's braids here, I think. And it's kind of tied. This is all hair then hanging down here. And there's a braid here as well. So lots of these now. The Viking style. There's like some metal here. Now there's patterns all over his armor. Well, I won't be able to do all that because it would take longer than the whole face. I will simplify it a bit. I mean, there's all these textures and stuff on his beard. It's very curly. And ears. So his ears come out from the sideburns at the top, down behind the beard. You can barely see the one on this side. So it's about, say, here. And it just comes down behind his head there, like a letter J sort of shape for the ear lines. You can add more if you'd like. And then again, like some curly sort of hair sticking out here. It goes up onto his head. And a bit on this side as well. And then at the top of his head, it's kind of flat. It's not like, he's like flat-headed. It's strange. So we go up, it kind of like curves like gradually, but it's not like a round, pointy, bald head like standard. And then we got like some more wrinkles and stuff on his forehead. Okay, so armor now and hammer. So his body slightly turned, the hammer's over his shoulder here. So we'll get maybe, so center line that way. Right, so we'll just start building it up really. So we'll just add things. So there's a collar that comes around. This way. So that goes around his neck. So his shoulder goes down there. And then he has his neck muscle that comes up like here. And there's like, probably should see. So the center line for his chest is, I'm gonna say like there somewhere. So his neck muscles kind of go in that way. And then there's a big piece of shoulder armor here. I'll just get the main chunks in and then we can add details, right? And there's all straps and stuff. So there's a gap here because there's a strap, like a leather strap. And I'll just add that like that. And then this goes up, curving and down. And now they all overlap, okay? So like four more layers come out from here. 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna say, I think this is just like, oh no wait, 1, 2, 3, 4th, yeah. Right. So now each one of those will be a piece of, it's like leather and straps and armor and stuff, so that goes that way. This one goes underneath that one. That one goes that way. Right, and then strap there. That way. Okay, so then this goes collar, golden, going down that way. there's like another strap, but it's like a golden armor piece here, which goes that way. So that's like this as well. So we got like another leather strap there, that way. And I think that goes underneath the hammer somewhere there. Okay, so the hammer is like all here, but we got like another carving up piece of armor. It's different. It's like golden here. There's something behind his neck as well. Okay, right, so then this like leather has like buckles and loads of sort of stuff on them, right? And then it has a little strap here, and his body goes down that way. And then there's all armor inside here, and there's all details on this, and I'll add as much as I can. So we'll go across, and then across to there. And there seems to be like a strap line, and then there's like buckles, lots of metal buckles and stuff, little like clips and armor sort of strapped together. And another one. So another sort of leather with a buckle. There. And then there's like a strap that comes across here. And then more golden edges and things all in here. Okay, and there's all like designs and everything on all this, but we'll just sort of keep the chest armor a bit simple. And we could put some like scratches on the leather and things like that, just to texture it up maybe. Just make everything look a bit more detailed. And right, and then there's like details on all the shoulder armor, so we'll do a little bit of that, right? So we've got another sort of buckle here on top, and then a clover like detail on it here, and then another buckle here, and a clover like detail down here. And then this has like edging and stitching. On all these sort of edge lines, and there's a bit of a cut or something on the leather there. And again, like scratches and details and dots and all that. And right, so then there's like a gold section to all these little boxes with pictures inside them. Now, like, so each of these would be drawn in themselves. So if you want to add, there's like lots of different people and symbols and everything inside. Viking symbolism. Feel free to add that if you want. And then we got like an edge line on this. And then a little clover symbol. And an edge here. And another sort of clover thing here. I think this is like texture lines coming down like that. Okay, so now the hammer. So it goes out from the side of his head, steps down. Now hit pause if I'm going too fast, by the way. And then the top of it goes up. And then diagonal, this is like the tip of it, down, diagonal that way. So it curves and goes down behind the handle there. So we got like some 3D edge lines, like that. And then you join those together, the corners. And then we add a curved line here. So these can have like sort of textures and scratches all over. There does seem to be a little symbol that I can draw here. Okay, so then the handle, right, so we go down this way, right? So it's got this like circular area here with curved lines on it. Just coming across like this. Seem to be like metal straps or something. And then our pipe. So the long part of the handle that goes down to his fingers is just here. It's just a cylinder, a long cylinder there. And then his hand is holding onto it here. So we've got top finger, index finger, right? So your fingers have 3 segments and 2 knuckles. 1, 2, 3, and 2 knuckles there. So we go 1, 2, 3. And you got the knuckle on the hand at the back, right? So that'll be like here. And then when you make a fist, you have 3 more knuckles that come down. It goes 1, 2, 3. And one of the knuckles is just kind of higher up. It's like a hill, sort of going that way. So then each of these is a finger. So you go again, 1, 2, 3. You go again, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, and this one will wrap around the base of the handle. So there's all sort of like skin lines and then finally we have the thumb. Square sort of thumb with a thumbnail. And then there's like knuckle lines and things. And then the handle will follow this, right? So we'll go that way. of course, this has like strapping and everything. Crisscrossed sort of strapping here. And it looks like the back of his hand just goes down into like what looks like a wristband, kind of, that just curves down behind there. Then we can see some more armor under here. So we got like some gold plates and leather all down here as well. And I think his wrist comes out here as well. Right, and then this has all edging and like textures and stuff on everything. Right, Brok, God of War. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for the request, Parzival. Anyone else have specific requests, head over to my Patreon. I'm not active on it. It's just a way to get requests to me because I don't see them all on YouTube. So, because I get so many. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.